Well, hello. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry for the slight delay. I think I had some Pro Tools issues to take care of. But I think all of it is fixed now. So let me get set up. Awesome. Okay, that's one. And... oh, nope. That's not what I want. I want you in here. I want you back on the big screen. There we go. All right. Nice, nice, nice. So far, so good. And let me get this one set up. And then I can sit down and chill. Nice one. So, hi everyone. And welcome back. Oh, this is a little bit on the dark side. Let me just switch on one more light and then that should be better. Awesome. Okay, so welcome back everyone to Modular Mayhem, or should I say Modular Lockdown. My god. I'm gonna be honest with you all, but I've been feeling it this week. It's yep. I've been optimistic for the past 2 years, but this week was, I think, the first time where I really kind of felt a little bit down about the whole situation. So I'll get over it. I mean, there's plenty of stuff to be busy on and plenty of things to do, but yeah, it was one of those weeks, I guess. Anyway, I think the one thing we can really do is I don't know, kind of keep focused on everything and just wait for the light at the end of the tunnel, and meanwhile stay healthy, stay safe, and take extra care of your mental health. I mean, it doesn't help that it's winter and dark and I'm always moody at around this time. But yeah, there's gonna be plenty of good things to look forward to, I hope. And one of those things is this Sunday, it's my birthday. That's gonna be fantastic. So, at least that's something nice. Vitamin D pills. Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. That should be something I do more often, because during winter I always have this thing where I just refuse to get up and also refuse to fall asleep. So I guess the two kind of go hand in hand. But yeah. How many Bender years? I think it's 35? I'm gonna be 35 years old. My god. Made it this far. Anyway, I did spend a bit of time thinking a little bit more about what we were doing last week, where we were exploring some switching ideas, and I think I have a construction in mind. I'm gonna have to order a bunch of modules to make everything work. But I have an idea, and I think we can try that today, at least in some in one form of it. But I think that I'm gonna make this trigger sequencer here, the A157. I think I'm gonna make this one my master arrange window. Let's see if I can actually do that, because I'm gonna need a clock divider or something to give me a slower pulse. Where am I gonna steal this from? Let me see. Oh yeah. That should work if I take this and we introduce one trigger every now and then. Let me see if I reset this. Yes, okay, that works. Okay, so I have a bit of an idea to start sequencing my switches, because yeah, it's the thing I kind of had. The thing I'm struggling with in my way of patching is that everything is a slow evolution all of the time, like opening up filters and bringing in more parts and then slowly kind of building things out. But song structure and such is something that becomes inherently sluggish with this way of doing things. So I kind of want to push myself towards being able to do some more sudden switches and environmental changes. But in order to do that, I need more hands, or a different way of triggering these events so that I don't need my hands for it. So last week we were experimenting with using sequential switches, which allowed me to kind of mute certain parts by switching the gates and the triggers for my synth voices and for my drums and stuff like that into an off state or an on state. And now I think the next step would be to sequence those triggers instead of doing the triggering aspects of that by hand. So if I take a second trigger sequencer and kind of map out when parts start playing and when they stop playing and stuff like that, I could potentially build out a song structure on that sequencer and have everything behave accordingly. So that's something we're gonna try today. What I need for that is to switch up a couple of the tie lines that a couple of the patch things that I have here. But then I think that we could actually pull this off, and that's pretty exciting, I think. So this goes here. So let me see. This is my kick. And this is the alternate. That one. That switch is going to my bass. Yeah, let's do this. This one goes here. And here's another one of those long green cables. So, fantastic. This one goes here, and that one goes there. The thing is that if this workflow works for me, there's going to be some very, very drastic changes to my system layout, I'm afraid, because it would be quite an integral part to how my patches work. This one switches over there, and did I have another switch going on here? This one is being switched. over here. And what triggers this? Let me see. This trigger. No, that's not the right line. This is the one. It's like this is one of those things that I've been thinking about for way too long, because it's one of those things in my style of patching that has been bothering me pretty much from the start. Is I don't know. To kind of give you an idea of what would be my holy grail of patching is I would love to get to a point where purely based on improvisation I can get results that you would otherwise only seek out with actual composition techniques. So to really make composition an instrument which you can do in real time, rather than something that you have to plan out in advance. You know, it's I kind of want to shift the focus away from doing everything in a predeterministic method, kind of thinking that you know everything before you actually do it, and swap it over to something that allows for instant experimentation. But in order to do that, there's a lot of things where you're at a disadvantage from, simply put, knowing what you're doing in advance. You know, like when you write out a song or a composition or anything like that, you have the advantage of being able to kind of freeze time and think about your next decision before making that decision, and then progressing again. But while this gets you some very awesome results, sorry, by the way, I'm going into a little bit of professor mode here. But while there's awesome results to be gained from structured composition and really just writing out all the events in a song in advance, it does tend to lose out on a certain immediacy or the impulsivity of a moment. Like the same way how you can have an awesome conversation with someone where everything makes sense and it just really feels like this perfect interaction and you both walk away happy. You cannot script that. You know, it's like if I'm going to ask someone like, hey, what do you think about this? I'm not going to know in advance what they are going to respond to me, but the answer is going to surprise me. And in a way, I would like composition to kind of feel more like a language in that sense, where you can have parts talk to each other, but also talk to you, and be surprised by the result you're getting, and then react on that and build something based on that, which is something that happens purely in this moment, where you don't know what's going to happen, but you can trust that just by interacting with the instrument and playing it out, you're going to find results that will surprise you. And if you figure out ways to get all those techniques and things that you have in the advantage of just really, scripting all the events that are happening in a compositional context, but figure out ways to replace those with real-time interactions, then you're no longer restricted by the flow of time in that sense. And you can do everything in a very immediate way and work purely based on what you're feeling today, write something in the moment, and then be done with it right afterwards and work on something new, versus having to rehash the same thing over and over and over and over again. Because by the time you're done working on something, you're bored by the result, and in the meantime, you could have done 20 other things. So that's pretty much the... let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much the ambition, I guess. I don't know if any of that makes sense. But yeah, in order to get there, there's a couple of things that are really that are really challenging to tackle. And one of those is immediacy. And immediacy in the sense of you can have one part and open it up and close it, but what if you want to make a very sudden switch and do something with where in the same way in Logic or Ableton or something like that, you have 20 blocks changing at the same time to really build towards a drop or build towards a sudden switch or something like that. Well, how are you going to do that in the heat of the moment with just two hands playing an instrument like this, where everything needs to be controlled in that way? So some form of look ahead would be nice. And that's, I think, where sequential switching comes in. Now, I see a question here. What are your favorite modules to deal with immediacy right now? At this point, I've been doing a lot with filters. Like, just opening and closing filters and stuff like that is a very immediate thing. Like, it really feels like you're playing something out at that point. Another very important one is a sequencer that is deep enough to allow you to go in any direction that you want, but at the same time immediate enough to make the programming step between what you're thinking or feeling and how it's going to work as simple as possible. So for me, that's the Era 101, which is a very immediate one for that. And same for the trigger sequencers, like the circadian rhythm is fantastic in that one, but pretty much any trigger sequencer is going to do on that front. But then the step that I haven't tackled yet is the global environmental changes aspects. So that's something I want to play around with and see if I can figure that out. I have swapped over the switch positions from my trigger pad over here to the trigger matrix in front of me. And the trigger matrix is going to take over some of those functions where it's going to progress once every 8 clock pulses. I can make it longer if I want. Basically see what is needed. And then we can use this trigger matrix to pretty much map out the song structure in a way. So let's experiment with this and see if this is actually working. I think this one might be a little bit of a technical one because based on what I find today, I'm going to be sending a shopping list over to Schneider's and we're going to integrate some of these things into my system. I mean, best way for me to get over my winter depression is buy more stuff, I guess. Let's have a look. So let's see if I do this. That should be a nice part. Just something to play around with. Insert and insert. And you should behave following whatever clock pulse we're following. I have no clue about tuning just yet, so that's something we're going to have to look at later. Let me play this. Oh, hang on. Of course, there's one thing that I still need to set up here. 8 steps. 8 steps. Reset. Okay, this one is progressing. Now let me see what happens if I start punching some triggers here. resetting too soon. Okay, I think that's working, but we need to open up a few more parts here. Yep, okay. I think so far so good, actually. You're not receiving a clock just yet. And you are not sending your signals just yet. Okay, anyway, I'm not sure if you all can see what's happening here, because I cannot really focus the camera controls just yet. That's another upgrade we're working on, but until that time, I think this is working right now, where all the parts can be switched on and off at will by triggering the switches behind the gates of these parts. Now there's one part that is not playing along just yet, and I want to find out why this is. You go here, you're going in here. This one's being triggered by this part. Ah, hang on. Okay, so I know what's going on here, I think. It needs to be this way, I think. So reset, reset, and you two. Yep, okay, that works. Awesome. Let's have a look. I saw a couple of questions popping up on the YouTube side. Let's have a look. Now the noise floor is pretty aggressive right now. Let me see if I can do something about that. And my iPad stand is failing me. That is not good. Let me see. My friends don't agree with live composition making the computer do the work for you, and that explains it perfectly. Right? Yeah, that's kind of one of those things. Like, there's always this fine balance between how much of the things are you going to control yourself and how much of the things are going to be controlled for you. But in the end, I always think, what's the word for it? I guess purposeful delegation is a more elegant term, I guess, than having the computer do the work for you in that sense. I mean, the same is like if you're patching an LFO into something, it's going to be doing the work for you in waving up and down, as opposed to manually doing that. But it's intended by you to do exactly that function, and it frees up your hand, so then you can move on again. And in that sense, there's always this the same kind of the same kind of balance, I guess, between how much of it are you going to do yourself and how much of it are you going to let the machine do for you. I'm going to boost my output a little bit because I think I'm on the... Yeah, I'm definitely on the low side. So let's do this. That's going to be a lot better, I guess. Here, something like this. That should do the trick. And I want to figure out where that noise is coming from, because that's voice number 8, and I think that's mostly voice number 8 that's doing it. Why though? Because there is nothing plugged in over here. There we go. That should be better. Let me take you out of the loop entirely. Right. Okay. So, let me see. Yep. Yeah, that should do it. Let me see. I see a couple of other questions. Have you thought about using other meta modulators, so to speak, like modules that can do and change a lot in a short time? Well, yes, but I think just like with any other module in your setup, it is very personal what sort of function you actually need. So, yeah, sometimes a module goes like, yeah, I can do everything you want, and then there's one specific thing you need, and it goes like, oh, but I can't do that, you know? So, in the end, it really comes down to picking the right parts for what sort of function you want, because in the end, for example, the switching setup that I'm thinking of is a lot more complex than a single module would be able to manage. Plus, the cable clutter to get all that on one panel would be horrendous. So, yeah, I think a big part of it is getting the right tools for the job. Like, for example, one of the best meta modulators I can think of in this context is simply the dupe for sequential switch, which has everything in it it needs to do its function, and it allows you to switch between 4 different sources to bridge it to one jack socket on the other end, and it has triggers and everything that you need in there. So in this context, you would need multiple of those, but having that would be a very handy tool. Like if I take 8 of those and connect it to one trigger matrix, then already I have 8 voices that I can trigger about exactly in the way that I want. Now, one thing that I am noticing that is not available yet, which is really ticking me off in a in a way, is a trigger sequencer with programmable mutes. I mean, there's mute buttons here, but that requires my hands, and I want to free up my hands. I don't want to use my hands when I'm designing a drop or something like that, or when I'm designing a switch. I want to be able to maybe use one finger to do everything for whatever bulk action I have in mind. But yeah, if I want to mute a snare, 2 hi-hats, and a ride, that's like an entire hand I need to do just that. Which means that if there's other stuff going on, I only have one more hand left to do those actions. So if a circadian rhythm, for example, would have a row of mute inputs that I can trigger with something else, I'd be so incredibly happy. I mean, sure, it would require stacking multiple sequencers on top of each other to do exactly just that, but that would be awesome, you know? So yeah, there's probably a whole range of things that are gonna be required to do all of that, but yep, yeah, that's pretty much, I think, an answer to a different question that you asked. Anyway, so I have all these parts over here. Let's see if we can have some better fun with this and see if we can really make this work. I'm gonna speed up the BPM a bit, and let's see if this works. resetting every 8 steps. That should be fine for now. Actually, no, I don't want this reset to follow along with that. Yep, so now I can do answer request kind of things. And I freed up my hands for this. So that's awesome. That makes me happy. Okay, that's nice. Let's see. No. Hello there, Squirrel's World. This is a sickness indeed. Welcome to my kind of descent into financial ruin. Bring popcorn for the ride. Let's have a look. I'm gonna start playing around with some things, and then we're gonna see if I can get everything to work with this setup that we have created just now. First I want to make sure that everything is playing. So, let's see. You're good. You're good. You're good to go. You're good to go. Okay. Okay, now I have everything in neutral position. That's good. Because that now allows us to draw out the entire flow of something. Man, I have to switch my entire way of thinking when I'm patching things up in this way, because so that's gonna be a little interesting. Also, I had plugged in everything on these touchpads, but that's gonna be one change too many for me right now, so I'm not gonna follow through with that part of the patch. Otherwise I'm just gonna get distracted by the possibilities in this one. So let's take this out, and let's take that one out, and let me see, there was one more line over here, which is the... Was there? This one, what are you doing again? I don't need you in here. This is just fine on its own. Alright, so what are we gonna make? I think, let me see. I think what we need to do is, I'm gonna play with something melodic, just to explore the flow, I think. And we're gonna do that with this voice. And yeah, let's see if I... Okay, I'm just gonna play something out here. We're going into a little bit of song building mode again. And immediately we're in the lockdown again theme. Alright, so I'm gonna try not to stick to this. I mean, somehow this has become my lockdown theme, so let's let's manipulate this a little bit. And okay. Send this one, and there we go. Let's see how this plays. I want to change you. Okay, hang on. Okay, so that's working. Get this one to work. Okay, so let's figure out something for this. I think this should work. 17. Mm-hmm. Right. And if you guys don't mind these long pauses and awkward silences where I'm just kind of braining. Yep. Here we go. And this last segment is gonna be almost done. Yeah. Does this work? Let's have a listen. One note's missing. Okay. Placeholder bass line. Bring it in. I think some of these parts are working now, or at least the workflow is working. Just from having a very quick look at the panel and playing around with it just now, that allows already for quite some structuring in a way. So, so that's going good. Let's see. Also, I kind of like this melody progression. I'm missing a lead, and to fix that, the fact that I'm missing the lead, I'm gonna need to do something. Where am I gonna get you? Because I have 4 parts playing right now, and 2 of them are support lines. One of them is a quick arpeggio. I'm missing the arpeggio the least, I think. And then we have the bass. But if I'm gonna play that melody from there... Sorry, I'm talking to myself again. But, okay, let me include you. I have the Metropolis, which is playing the quick arp line. Here, let me get used to this properly. Yeah. So this line, in a way, is kind of redundant. I could do without that. Which would mean that I take, that I sequence it with something else, but then I need to relay how I'm gonna... Hey, that is actually an easy fix, I think. If I take the clock input from this secondary trigger sequencer that I have here and swap that over with the clock signal over here, that would work, I think. If I now make this one 8 steps per note, then it's just as long as what I was doing over here. So I'm gonna take this gate over here, and we're gonna... Wait, that gate can actually be the clock input over here. That works. And now I will sequence this Deckard's voice with... Oh, that one is okay, but it's just the gate input here. Let me see, how did I do this? Ah, right. Yeah, I think I have it figured out. If I do something like this. Okay, let's have a listen. Okay, that's good. I have it fixed. Yep, okay, so basically what I've done just now is to switch out the Metropolis. We're using the Metropolis to clock the environmental sequencer that we built up here. And instead we are playing the Deckards with the 4th lane of my Era 101. Meanwhile, I see some questions here from Fingrim. Colin, have you ever thought about doing some noise music, ambient experimental stuff, like West Coast synthesis type of sequencing sound design? Yes, and I've been doing some of those every now and then. However, I enjoy doing those in private behind locked doors, where I can kind of listen to one sound in peace for 2 hours before making a decision on it. I'm not as prolific with those as I would like to be in a immediate live context. So that's why I don't do those. environmental sequencer, what does that mean? That's pretty much the setup that I've been working on just now during this stream, is where instead of sequencing just my individual triggers and stuff like that, I want to trigger or sequence when certain parts are going to be playing and when they're going to be switched off and stuff like that. So kind of song structure, pattern mode. And for that, I have designated this trigger matrix on the right side of my circadian rhythm. And that one is basically cycling at a slower pace than the master clock. And that way, when I trigger it, it's gonna mute or unmute certain parts of my system. So, so yeah, that's why. Let's have a look. I'm gonna see if I can work out a melody for this. Okay, reset the whole bunch. Okay. I need you to reset as well. And I want that part to play louder. That is 9, 10, 11, 12, I presume. There we go. it's still resetting. I don't need you on the reset timer. And we could very well do with 64 pulses of nothing. Before doing there we go. There we go. Reset and Interesting. I like where some of this is going, so that's good. But is this a beatsy song? You know, that's kind of what I'm that's kind of what I'm wondering about. Like, is this something that needs beats? We can explore it, but hang on. Is this something for beats, or is this something where we don't actually go that direction? Because it's so easy to overkill this. Broken beatsy. Yeah, that might work. Yeah, I do like. Could work with something broken. Let's see if we can get something in that vein. Could also be fun in threes. However, all the melodies are not set up in that form right now. Let's start out with fours and see how that feels. Let's have a quick listen what the drums are actually sounding like over here before I do any of that. If we're gonna do beatsy, I think I want to do with different sounds than this. So let me just real quick make a few alterations. I think we're going fracture with this. And I would like to, hang on. Yep, you are perfectly long enough. That's nice. And actually, let's do the same with the hi-hat. I mean, I love this one, but it is also a little bit. I've been using it too much. So let's see if we can switch this around. Oh my god, are you just not long enough? This goes here. This goes here. And what was triggering you? Closed eye at gate. Okay, let's have a quick listen. Okay. Nice. Alright, I think everything is pretty much leveled, so let's have a proper listen once everything is playing together now. That's good so far. Getting somewhere. So this is this one is here. You get a reset. Everybody gets a reset. think I'm kind of getting the hang of this setup. Man, it's complicated though. Whew. I feel like I'm learning something. That's good. Because I have a little bit of a look ahead now. And that's nice. That is super nice because now I have now I have 4 mutes or 5 mutes even in one hand, and I have all my drum mutes in the other. So that's pretty awesome. I am gonna do something. I'm gonna move all of these up one position. So yeah, I think the result right now is less immediate than my other jams usually are gonna be. But this is a technique that's worth mastering, I guess. Oh, mad scientist setup. It's pretty out there, but it's fun, you know, and it's actually functional, at least for me. Because the funny thing is that just the other day, a couple of days ago, I tried to open up Logic again, and I wanted to make something, you know, I just wanted to make a simple beat, and I spent, I think, 45 minutes looking for a kick drum. And then I spent another 30 minutes listening to various reverb settings on that one kick drum, and then I was like, yeah, no, this is exactly where I go wrong every time, you know, just stacking things and going way too, just, I get completely lost in digital environments. So at least here, someone kind of have the idea that I know what I'm doing. So it's too long ago. I've gone too far. I strayed too far from the path to go back, I guess. Yep. Let's have a look. Don't go back. Yeah, exactly. Now, let's have a look, because I think the fun part about this right now is that let me see. Okay. Yep. So that's number 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now I gotta get good at this. That's the next challenge here. So if I got all these melodies which are progressing on their own. So I can bring them in one at a time and kind of build towards a song structure with this, I think. So let's say if we were to do that, we're going to play with this. And then that one is going to join in. And then we have this one coming in. Then we're gonna take these. Yep. Truth. Sorry, I am. There's so many things to think of at the same time now all of a sudden, but it is working in a weird way. It is working, and that is exciting. At least, I think it's exciting because if I get to master this way of playing it, I can do a lot more song structure wise, I think. And I mean, it's gonna take a lot of practice for me to get at a point where it's interesting, but I think it's working, and that makes me very happy. Hang on, I gotta figure out a way how to do this more easily, because this Metropolis is not the way to go for doing this clocking part. How am I gonna do this? I could just simply progress it with the reset, actually. That could work. Let's see if that works. I'm gonna do a recording pass with this one, because I haven't been recording this session so far at all. So let's see if we can just focus on song structure on this one. Actually, this progression was a little bit on the slow side still, but I think we can get something to work in a different way if I do this. clock out. Sure. Let's have a look. And I'm recording. Okay, I'm gonna play around with this patch for a bit and see if I can get something musical out of it. And then we shall, then we can talk about it later. All right, see you on the other side. Cheerio. Ah. Yeah. Hey, does anyone have a nice big heavy hammer or something? I think I have a computer to destroy because the thing did not actually do the damn recording thingy. Like it records for something like 2-3 minutes, and then the moment I look away, it stops recording, and that's that. Yep. That is so annoying. Okay, so we're gonna record it once more, and then I'm gonna step away from this one. Yeah, the computer doesn't need just a big reset button. The computer needs a priest and an exorcism. And then it needs a nice big magnet. Horrible machine. Right. So we're gonna do one more recording pass, and then I'm gonna try and keep it short and sweet, because then I wanna see if I can get a quick jam out there with these same settings, but then without a what are you doing? Without a predetermined melody in there. Yeah, funky. Okay, yeah, we're gonna try some things, and then we're gonna play around with it. Go on, computer. Let's give it one more try. I hate these things. Anyway, let's try again. Okay, this one recorded. So that's good. I am gonna do a quick last jam and see if I can actually implement all of this on the fly, because that would be fun. All right, let's just dive straight into it. Right on. Yes. Okay, we got some stuff. And I think things are working. Oh, man. I'm gonna have to think about this patch quite a bit. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff in here. Listening to this channel will improve your IQ. Oh my god. Nice. Yeah, anyway. Thank you all. Let me see. I am gonna cut this stream short in just about a minute. But let me first explain a couple of parts that are going on here. Since I've been ignoring you all for too long now, let's just get some things looping around a little bit, and just want to hear some. There we go. Now we got a little bit of background here. Right on. So, let me see. I see a couple of questions popping up here and there. Let me see. Are you using real-time tracking for the CGI elements? Yes, yes, indeed. And you can control all of those little characters over in Twitch. Like the breakdancing and all that stuff, that's all user input, so you can play around with those. But everything is being tracked in real time. We've gone full nerdism on those. I see someone on YouTube calling it the breakdancing patch cable guys are the most bowling alley 3D thing I've seen in some time, and I 100% approve. Okay, fantastic. That's the proper kind of vibe. Nice. Let's have a look. Let me see. I swear there was something else that was being talked about here just now. Let me see. Yeah, I think that was just it. Perfect. Are you using TrackMan for that? No, we're actually doing something custom over here. We have, what is it? Sam and Tristan, they designed something pretty much from the ground up to make everything work out. With a bit of 3D integration and Panasonic sweetness, and that's what you get. Your subscribe button. Yep, there is no subscribe button on any of my channels. There is, however, you can just simply hit follow, I guess, and do all that stuff, like the whole YouTube influencer type stuff, like subscribe and bell buttons and all that stuff. I guess that also applies here, but I don't have any other subscription thing, so just enjoy with that. Let me see. The ARP setup. How are you moving through the scales? That is ER 101. And the ER 101 is my favorite sequencer of all time because it's 4 individual tracks with just about unlimited steps, which allows me to just do a complete and utter kind of, what's it called? Composition mode for everything. So, yep, that's fun. And definitely worth looking into. And yeah, right now the ARP path is, it's one lead melody, which is hitting 4 different effects. There's 1 reverb and 3 separate delays in various speeds going on top of it. And then it kind of gets this weird kind of flow. So what you're hearing here is just a reverb and delay edge of it. The tail end is all kind of delays in various pitches and speeds. Then you can just filter it with your hand. So, does the ER 101 have an ARP function, or do you just put in the exact notes yourself? I do the exact notes. That said, I'm sure you can just make it do an arpeggio for you. But if that's a thing, I never looked into that. So I always just put in the notes. So that's how I do it. Let me see. Only one sequencer. It's a combination of sequencers. I got the circadian rhythm for drums, the trigger matrix for muting parts right now, and then there's one ear 101 doing these 4 parts. I got a second ear 101 to the right of it, and 2 metropolis, and those are not doing anything right now. It's interesting how sometimes I'm very seasonal about my sequencing, so sometimes I use one thing, and sometimes I use something else. This sound need a techno beat right now. Alright. Your wish is my command. How's this? There you go. Techno beat. Right? Yeah, but that's pretty much the way the setup works is I try to do everything manual. So, let me see. Arpeggios and melodies and all that stuff. There's always fun with that. 5 to the floor. Let me see if I can do that. Know what you're asking for? Yep. Yep, there you go. Yep. 5 to the floor, there you go. How do you deal with shuffle and clocking across sequencers, flows, etc.? That's pretty... like, what I've noticed is that a lot of sequencers don't have a shuffle output directly. For example, the 7.5 to the ceiling. Holy shit, we're escalating. But first off, shuffle and stuff like that, usually the way I fix that is by not using the master clock output from circadian rhythm, for example, but using one of the sequencing tracks, because that one is getting swing data. And by then using that sequencer track, like in my case, channel 8 of the circadian rhythm, and use that one as a master clock for all my external sequencers. Like, most sequencers, if they just do like simple progression of one trigger is one next step, they will all track swing without a problem. More complex sequences might have a little bit of trouble with it if they do something like a clock translation or whatever internally, but that's pretty much how you can do it. Yep. So, oh, dirt. Let's see if I have some dirt for you. There we go. We got some sub dirt, all that stuff. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I gotta run. There's so much fun here, but it's time for me to go back to sleep. And I need sleep. But anyway, thank you all. When people ask me what I'm thinking during the day, this channel is a perfect representation of what my mind is doing at all times. Nice. Yep. Anyway, yep. So, thank you all for tuning in. If you want to continue talking about all of this, very welcome to jump in on the Discord, discord.gg/Modular Mayhem. There's a bunch of us over there, and I pop in every now and then to have fun with you all. There is new challenges incoming, and also the packages for the previous challenge winners are finally on their way. so expect tracking numbers to be sent out to you very quickly. And there's going to be a very, very funny, funky challenge coming up. And it's going to be worth it. Anyway, thank you all for being here. And see you very, very soon. All right. Bye-bye. Later. Bye-bye. Cheers. All that stuff.